Car names. Nothing is more guaranteed to draw out all the wannabe galaxy brain f***tards than mispronouncing car names, and instead of calmly correcting each other, it all just starts to spiral into this egotistical battle of which brain-dead moron can one-up the other brain-dead more and how much smarts they have. Even then, we all know that it's all pointless since I'm the definitive king of brain-dead morons anyways. That's right, baby, roll the intro. Hey Bladed, how come you always say Jag? Well, good question, little Jimmy. It's because I'm trying to avoid starting World War III. Jaguar, 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 moves like Jagger, Porsche, or Porsche. I've only recently started to say the latter, as during my early days on YouTube, I was constantly bombarded with tactical nukes in the comment section every time I said it wrong, quote unquote. German, is it Porsche or Porsche? Just tell me now. Just let my suffering in. Koenigsegg, you know, I find it really ironic how everyone calls Bugattis eggs, yet their rival company ends up having egg in its name, so maybe it was all just kind of some weird twist of fate. Where am I going with this? Look, I hear people say it Koenigsegg or Koenigsegg, which I think is still acceptable. What I don't like is when people start saying stuff like Koenigsegg, to which you're just adding letters at that point, and nothing pisses me off more than anything in this world when people start to add or see letters that definitely and most certainly are not there. On the topic of car names, let's talk a little bit about how names work for humans. It's chosen by the owner how it should be pronounced, and this makes sense because it's their name, so therefore they should choose it. For example, let's say you have a friend named Mario, and he chooses to have it said Mario, but someone goes up to him and starts saying, "Oh, hey Mario," and their reasoning for this is, "I know another person whose name is spelled like that, but goes by Mario." Well, guess what, bitch? I'm not that other person, and I want it to be called Mario. And I really don't like the entitled thinking that goes behind choosing to decide how someone else's name should be pronounced, all because you know a different variant of how it's spelled and how it's pronounced some other way. But look, the person who owns the name ultimately gets to decide how it's pronounced because it is their freaking name. If they say it's said Mario and not Mario, it does not matter if another Mario out there wants to be called Mario, because you're not talking to that Mario right now, you're talking to this Mario. And don't even get me started on forenames, because then that's when things just start spiraling to all oblivion, especially when you combine it with substitute teachers. Like, I could have the simplest of names like Chang or something, and they're gonna start calling it Ching Chong Walla Walla Bing Bong or something really stupid. And on the topic of foreign things, kind of back onto cars. When it comes to foreign car names, heaven forbid that America, which has no idea how accents work, ever gets anything correct. Let's talk about this, the Lamborghini Murciélago, or Lamborghini Murciélago. The point is, it's Lago. You know why? Because the accent is over the E, not the A. It's not Murciélago. The American way of saying it like that is also due to the fact that all the dumbass rap songs call it that. Lamborghini Mercy, bitches feeling thirsty. I'm stupid and don't know how accents work, see? I had to change the lyrics up a bit so I don't get copyright. Whenever I say it the Spanish way or the Italian way, which by the way is how the car is it's actually produced in Italy, and on top of that, Italian and Spanish are very close language-wise, and it's based off the Spanish word bat. If you come up to me and call it the Lamborghini Murciélago, I'm gonna be like, that's alright by me. If you call it the Murciélago, which they call it on Top Gear, that's how they say it.
Murciélago.
So British people get it, so it's not an English-speaking problem if British people can still call it the correct one. It's just an American thing, because like I said, they me if they know how accents work. And everyone in the comments, if they're Spanish or Italian, they'll congratulate me. They'll be like, "Oh my god, you can actually say that Lamborghini's name correctly." Meanwhile, all my American viewers are like all out war, like, "Oh my god, this guy's a big idiot. Come again? I always hate that like really overconfident comment where people think they're so right, and they say that like when someone mispronounces something wrong, they'll timestamp it in the video and they'll be like, "Oh, come again?" Well, guess what, you little bitch? You should probably take a class to learn about how accents work. And while you're at it, why not hire a local dominatrix to help you come again since you're so obsessed with it? And that's gonna be it for this episode of Life Advice with Bladed. Now back to your regularly scheduled show. Gallardo, which is not, this is another one. People just love messing up early 2000s Lamborghini names, and it breaks my heart because they don't even mess it up in a cool way. Like Murciélago sounds infinitely worse than Murciélago or Murciélago. So when it comes to the Gallardo, it's the same way. Here you have like a really smooth, really cool sounding car name, Gallardo, right? And then people call it the Gay-Lard-Do. Why? Why do you have to talk about it like it's a happy tub of lard? That is the most unfitting name. So two L's, if you don't know, makes a Y sound actually. completely throw the L's away. There is no, and then the gay, when people say the gay lard, that's not because they're saying G-A-Y. They read the G-A very heavily, so it just becomes gay and then rolls into the lard. And I'm like, that's not how it works. It's Gallardo, just Gallardo, Lamborghini Gallardo. That's it. It's not that hard. There's a few other variations to its pronunciations, but as long as you get the general gist. And again, that's like not really English speaker fault, because written on paper it's 2 L's, and logically speaking you expect 2 L's to make a la sound or something like that. I don't know, but man, languages are weird. This whole thing is weird. Don't even get me started on what happens when we start writing these things in characters. Although while we're laughing at Americans, that's not to say British English is perfect either, because they keep saying NISSAN instead of NISSAN. It's NISSAN, by the way. That's how Japanese people say it. And if you look at it, like, I's make the E sound a lot in Asian languages, whether it's Chinese or Japanese. That's fairly common. And heck, that's not even exclusive to Eastern languages either. The I can make the E sound in a lot of languages. The reason they call it NISSAN that I always see on forums is like, oh, it's because it's similar to our... They apparently have a word called NISSAN, and I don't know what it means, that actually exists or is similar enough to the car company name. So that's why people latch onto that type of pronunciation, because that's familiar to something else that they know. To which I would say, back to the Mario example, I'm sorry, the actual car company decides what it's called in the same way that the actual person decides what it's called. The country of origin decides what it's called. It's Nissan. Audi. So I used to say Audi. I'm absolutely, completely guilty of that. And I'm not gonna lie, every Korean or Chinese person or Asian person I've seen in America or even in China, they also call it Audi. And I think this, again, has to stem with language barriers and the fact that I think it's easier to say Audi instead of Audi to someone who does not natively speak English, or they don't read it in a way where they would think it's pronounced Audi. To be fair, I don't care. I even know actual Audi owners who still call their Audis Audis. And to me, I just think it's hilarious. And it only just becomes even more of a crap storm when we start to get to really, really like obscure car brands, to Americans at least, or to my side of the world, Peugeot. Or, as little kid we used to call it, Pway Goat. I'm not even kidding. I'd be playing Gran Turismo 2 and like, hey yo, Omni, I'm about to pick the Pway Goat 206. It's, in all seriousness, most Americans I know will usually say Pway Goat. You know, I can see where they get that, but no, it's Peugeot. Citroen, or Citron, or this company name. I give up. I don't care. It's not important, or they don't make anything cool anyways. Moving on. BMW. Okay, this one kind of changes rules a little bit. So early on in the video I mentioned the whole, oh, it has to relate to the country of origin, but this is just 3 letters. It's not a word per se, it's just 3 letters next to each other. When it comes to something like that, people are gonna say the letter the way it sounds in their country. We call W's W's here in the United States, therefore we read it as BMW. That's alright. If it's not a full-blown word and it's just a series of like 2 or 3 letters, you can pronounce it how your country would pronounce it, not necessarily from the country of origin, because letters have such varying differences across countries. It's just, it's not like a name which can be owned, is what I'm saying. Like, what I'm trying to get at is, I'm okay with this. The only time it really tickles your balls is when you have to come across a company like Ruff, bitch, doggy, woof, bark. You guys. You. I love their company, don't get me wrong, I love all the cars they make, but RUF, it is in all caps. Why do you guys think you're suddenly cooler than everyone else to break the general rule of all caps, which is, if something is in all caps, what do? You don't pronounce it, you say the letters. You don't call it the Mercedes it's the Mercedes, or Mercedes it's the Mercedes AMG. So why is RUF roof, or rough, or roof, or I don't care anymore. Whatever it is, I'm pretty sure it's roof. Child in me always called them RUF, and you know what? I'm not even ashamed to admit that. It's not the Pway Goat thing that childhood me did. That's freaking hilarious to look back at and laugh at. But RUF, you gotta hand me that one, boys. If you look at some of my earlier videos, I call them that too. Because, like I said, it is in all caps. That is universal for say each letter one by one. But not, they gotta be all special up in here. Nah. How's my Twitter post on this gonna get like almost 100 comments but only 140 likes? Y'all freaking degenerates. And then look at that, 3 retweets, and that's just kind of sad. Anyways, speaking of all the Twitter comments, someone mentions that someone has once said Volvo as Volvo, and it's shot from ShinyOdd, who's also a fellow YouTuber. Yep. All I have to say about that, my man, is they're probably dyslexic. I'm gonna give them a pass on that one, because if it's them flipping 2 letters, like, as long as you don't add letters that aren't there, because that's just being stupid. If you're adding letters that aren't there, you might be missing a few brain cells. But if you're just mixing up the organization of letters upon like saying the words too quickly, where people start flipping things like that. Just, it's alright. They might be dyslexic. Hyundai Veloster or Veloster or Velociter. Okay, aside from the actual like Veloster part, people can't even get the Hyundai part right. And speaking of the Hyundai part, some people say Hyundai or Hyundai, and all I have to say is I actually don't know. I'm not Korean. I don't have the professional input on this. And some actual Koreans tell me it is Hyundai. Some of them tell me it's Hyundai. Some of them tell me it's Hyundai. And then you got Renault or Renault, as everyone will always say it as, which again, reading wise, generally speaking, with how English tends to work, I'm just starting to think letters are just all lies, and everything about my life and how we read and all of that is also just a lie, because what is clearly in front of my face says Renault, but it's not Renault, it's a Renault, so go figure that one out. Funnily enough, the one thing I noticed is despite Japanese being written in katakana, or really just characters, and it's a character-based language as opposed to like an alphabetical base where you only have like 26 alphabetical letters that you just reorganize into infinite possibilities. Japanese, when spelled in English, actually are pronounced the way they are. There's no like beating around, not like Renault, where that, try to show that to somebody who's not French. They're not going to pronounce it the way, they're going to pronounce it the way that's spelled. There's no way they're going to get it right the first time unless they're French. But the fact that Japanese, which isn't like a derivative of English, somehow is better when it is written in English. Like Kawasaki is Kawasaki, Honda is Honda, Toyota is Toyota, Subaru is Subaru. Like, man, they really know what is up. Like, there's just no beating around the bush with them. Then you have Isuzu, then you have Suzuki, and then like they did a great job. Okay, and then this one is one that, ooh, this one breaks my heart, because this is the one I've been bullied into saying a certain way, but I personally am still told the way I said it originally is actually correct, but it's one of those things where the wrong way of saying it has become so overpowering that no one says it correctly anymore, and the wrong way is accepted as correct. And I don't even know if the wrong way is the wrong way, if the correct way is the correct way. It's the Bugatti Chiron. Is it Chiron? Is it Chiron? Is it? I don't care. I really just don't care anymore. This is why I'm not a Bugatti fan. People are like, oh, it's because you love Koenig. Like, nah, man, nah. But Bugatti did things to me. It changes a man when the Bugatti fanboys attack you. And then the trickery that is silent letters. So I always hated the whole idea and concept of silent letters. Alfa Romeo Quadrifoglio. What does the G do? I have no idea. Why is the G there? Who cares? Silent letters are like freeloading basement dwellers. They don't contribute to anything, but still waste space and demand you acknowledge their presence while simultaneously glossing over it. Stop living with your mom's silent letters. Go out and get a real job and contribute to society. All the other hardworking letters in the alphabet are out there, working their butts off and wasting precious taxpayer dollars on you. All so that you can grind Nax Aramis and World of Warcraft over and over until the corrupted Ashbringer drops for your retribution paladin. But give it up, Johnny boy, since we all know the Red Leader is gonna give it to Billy Bob Jim, the Chad Fury Warrior, and tell you to continue being a healer. Frickin' silent letters. So what did we learn in this video? Well, it's that languages are stupid and that elitism is even stupider. And as someone who just spent an entire video trying to correct people's pronunciations, then that makes me the biggest elitist out there, so that probably makes me the stupidest. If you do enjoy these kinds of videos, please check out my last video. Didn't get as many views as I wanted to. Please watch it. I worked really hard on it. If you want more serious guides in the future, make sure to subscribe. And with that said, see y'all next time.